America, you did it again. Typically, I like to start it with greetings to both America and our friends around the world. But America, you have an infection that you refuse to treat. Texas teacher Kara Hernandez arrested for alleged adult relationship with middle school student. As you can see in the New York Post profile pic, she's 31. I want to draw attention to the fact that Libs of TikTok, who has done a lot of work over the last several years exposing the DEI nonsense, and unfortunately is fresh off of her Bindergate shame tour. She still puts out a lot of information such as this. And her statement, which John Davis, JDLLM on X, reposted, and that's how I came to know about this. She states, we need to have a national conversation about the epidemic of pedos in our schools system. This is something that I have been advocating, not just with the rampant, out of control abuse within our school systems. And as I've advised you, it's not just public school. This relates also to private schools, as we found out with, I believe it was Ohio just a week ago that I informed you about. And now we have this one out of Texas yet again. The brief. And this comes out of Fox's Houston, Texas affiliate, as it's apparently the location was Bend. There's so many different communities named Bend. Fort Bend, because Washington has North Bend, Oregon has Bend, and Texas has Fort Bend. Such original names. Anyway, that's not important. And geography is a great thing to know, but this is the banality of the name isn't important. All right, so Fox News Houston has the brief where they're breaking it down. Former Fort Bend ISD, which I'm presuming is Integrated School District teacher Kara Hernandez, arrested February 14. How poignant for her. I can't imagine she's ever going to look forward to that day ever again. For allegedly having an improper relationship with a middle school student. Hernandez faces charges of indecency with a child involving adult contact and an improper relationship between an educator and a student, otherwise known as fraternization. I mean, maybe that's an oversimplification of it, but yeah, it's the way I interpret it. Which tells me they're not taking this as seriously as they need to. Fort Bend ISD says Hernandez resigned in September 2024. So this is 18 months old, 19 months old. She resigned during the district's investigation. And we're just now learning about this. This came out on April 17 from the Fox News affiliate. Yahoo had it yesterday. There were a few other places I don't recall, but I went with Fox News Houston because, being in Texas. Fort Bend County, Texas, now former Fort Bend, all this repetitive text. She's been arrested, faces 2 charges. Yeah, see, I don't think they're taking this very serious. The fact that it's gone as long as it has. The fact that they just seemed very dismissive about the fraternization, trying to dismiss it as fraternization without saying fraternization. Uh, we're talking about a middle school student. Middle school, if you're not aware, or you've forgotten because of the amount of time since you've been there, is typically seventh and eighth grade. We're talking 13, 14-year-old children. These are children that are 5 years short of legal adulthood. And if we believe all the womenist, you know, elder queens, their their prefrontal cortex hasn't even developed yet. Therefore, they're not usually because the old women are hags about older men willing to date younger women who are attracted to their status. And this is the inverse. You don't hear those same womanist philosophers. I mean, they're not philosophers, I'm being sarcastic. You don't hear them, crying out the crime, let alone the physiological reality that they now are traumatized and they're most likely going to be stunted in their development because of this emotional trauma of the big capital R word that rhymes with grape. All right, let's dig into this, see if they've actually got anything of merit. She worked at Ronald Thornton Middle School. So, an emphasis to fathers, mothers, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, friends. If you're in this community, start talking to your children to find out if they have any idea who this Hernandez woman is and whether they've had any interaction with her or know anyone else, and report it because she was arrested, as we already know, on February 14 on allegations of past inappropriate conduct. And this was brought by a former student. Whether this is the same victim, it, it doesn't say right now. She's facing 2 charges, in, as we already know, indecency with a child and essentially a lot of words for fraternization. She has a $50,000 bond, $25,000 for each charge. Yeah, they're not taking this seriously. This is obscene. Why the parents need to be going to City Hall and complaining? Family, friends, the whole community need to be complaining, saying this is nonsense. For what reason is a rapist getting away with a $50,000 bond? All right, so what is the school's response? In a letter sent to parents at the school, Fort Bend ISD stated,
recently, allegations of past inappropriate conduct by a Thornton Middle School staff member were brought to the district's attention by a former student. Fort Bend ISD immediately began an investigation, and the staff member was immediately removed from the campus and placed on administrative leave,
meaning she's getting paid.
pending the outcome of the investigation. The staff member will not be returned to FBISD.
The district also sent the following statement to the Fox affiliate out of Houston.
The district took action immediately after allegations came to light, and during our investigation, the teacher resigned in lieu of termination in September 2024.
Look, I'm mocking them. I have zero respect for them. I don't hold any credibility to their investigation. The fact that they did give her the option to resign, but the reality is, this took this is 19 months. 19 months to come to this determination, and then the law, the just us system.
Ah, it's okay. She's just a girl. Ha
Yeah, Libs of TikTok is absolutely correct. I've been calling this out. I am extraordinarily motivated to see this called out and addressed and remedied rapidly. This woman never needs to see the light of day. This is unacceptable. There's an infection, and as I opened it at the beginning, there's an infection, and all of you are asleep at the wheel. I mean, I'm using that as a generalization. I'm not attempting to call any of you out individually because you're here. This title got your attention, this information got your attention, and presumably your opinion is as mine, and that is this is bigoted, this is preferential, privileged treatment, and it has established a class of untouchable people, but not in the bad sense as what it is in India, but in the, oh, we are your superiors. We can do what we want without penalty or consequence. Or is it nor consequence? I don't, yeah. Bottom line, it doesn't matter. What does matter is nobody is taking this seriously. Let's let her resign so we don't have to disgrace her with termination. Let's let her resign so she keeps her teaching certification and can do it again. Let's let her resign after being paid over, this years, 6-month investigation. I don't know. This is obscene, and this, as I've documented, not just here this last week out of the Catholic school in Ohio, but March is Women's Month, and all of those stories. This is the reason this stuff happens is because
ha. She's a girl. She's just a girl. It's okay. And he probably liked it.
GFY.